All right, boys and girls, today's lesson is lesson 7-2, and we are going to be working with fractions on a number line. So, first thing I want you to do is I want you to start by turning to page 231. Okay, we're going to talk about number lines, and I want you to be able to visualize a number line and what it represents. So, it says here the number line below shows the fourths between 0 and 1. So the fourths between 0 and 1. Discuss how the number line is like and unlike the fraction. The fraction bar above it. Okay, so here we have 0 to 1 here, because that's a whole. 4/4 would be a whole. Okay? 0/4 is nothing. So we know that each one of these chunks, from each 0/4 to 1/4, 1/4 to 2/4, 2/4 to 3/4, and 3/4 to 4/4, are all equal to a fourth. Very similar to this fraction bar. So when you make a number line, it's really not a whole lot different than its own fraction bar. So let me show you the next part. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so the next part, it says these number lines are divided to show different fractions. What I want you to focus on is I want you to focus on a whole. Okay? Here, it's a little different because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 holes. But just focus on the first hole you see. 0 to 1. It is broken into 2 equal parts. So that tells you that the denominator is going to be 2 for this whole thing, because it's telling you that each hole is broken into only 2 equal parts. Because look at between 1 and 2, the next hole, it's 2 equal parts. Between 2 and 3 is 2 equal parts. Between 3 and 4 is 2 equal parts. So that's why the denominator will be a 2 at the end of every single one of your fractions here. So, let's see if I can erase this without getting rid of the whole thing. Okay, so if I said, if my marker was here, if you were building a house, you would do something that was 1/2 inch, and I wanted just 1/2, it would fall between 0 and 1. It'd be just a half. If I told you it's 1 1/2, that's telling you that there's a whole and a half, so I would go past my 1 and then find the half. 1 1/2. If I said 3 1/2, I'd find my 3 and then go to a half. So this would be 3 1/2. Okay? As you can see up top, our denominator stays 2, but our numerator keeps going up and up and up and up. Okay? And it goes above the denominator, and that's okay because it's telling you it's more than a whole, because here's the whole. 2 halves is the whole. So the next one would be 3 halves. 3 halves would be the same as 1 and 1/2, because you've done that before. You've done that where you take an improper fraction and you make it a mixed number. See, I'll show you. 3 halves is the same as telling you 2 can go into 3 one time with 1 left over and a half. So on a number bar, on a number line, you will notice that 3 halves is the same as 1 and 1/2. If I said there are 6 halves you need to figure out, sorry, I'm getting a little crazy with my drawing right now. If I said there are 6 halves, you would just say, oh, okay, it's 6 over 2, and that would equal 3, so that equals 3 wholes. 5 halves would be 5 over 2, which equals 2 1/2. So this is a better way, especially for measurement, like carpenters, people that build houses and build things, really, really rely heavily on their rulers or their measuring sticks or measuring tape, and most of them are in eighths and fourths, but our number lines we're working with are a little bit different. So let's look at the next chunk. We have, change the color, get something a little bit different here. We have, here's our 0, and when we get to our first hole, there are 1, 2, 3, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts in between them. So that tells you that through this whole fraction bar until infinity, the denominator will be 4, because all you have to do is look at the first hole. Okay, so if I tell you 3 and 1/4, you would go find the 3 holes, and then the 1/4 would be the next line, the 1/4 after it. Okay, this is 3, and here's the 1/4. Here's 3 3/4 because 1, 2, 3. Okay, and those, if you look above it, 3 3/4 is the same as 15/4. Okay, if I tell you to find B, C, and D, well, what you would do is you say, okay, I'm at 1, and then I'm at my next fourth after it. So it would be 1 1/4. Or if you go above it, it'd be 5/4. C, you're at 2 2/4. Well, you need the next would be 2 3/4, or 11/4. And then D here, right here we're at 16/4, which equals 4. The next fourth after it would be 4 1/4, and be 17/4. Hopefully you're seeing this, because worry about the whole. This is the first whole. That will set the tone for the entire number line. Next one here, I want you to try this on your own. I want you to try to, let's see, I want you just to try to work out, find E, F, G, and H on your own. Okay, so hopefully you work this out on your own, and you'll find the whole is right here. Okay, and it's broken into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 equal parts. You don't even need to count them, because if you look at the whole, it'll say 8/8. That tells you that it's been broken into 8 pieces. So if you want to look at E, E would be 1, 2, 3 eighths. I guess I could put it above it, doesn't really matter. And then 4 eighths, 5 eighths, 6 eighths, 7 eighths is the F, and the next 8 eighths would equal 1. If I continue on to G, I'll just skip ahead. I don't need to count all of this here, no reason to, because it's already done for me. I can get to 2 4 eighths here, so that would be 2 5 eighths, 2 6 eighths, and this would be 2. This would be 2 7 eighths, or 23 eighths. However you want to do it. I don't know if there's any more at the end. There's more at the end. Good. Okay, more at the end. I'm not going to worry about all this right here, because I need to know what this is. H. So I have 4. I know they're going in eighths, so I know 4 1/8, 4 2 eighths, 4 3 eighths. And if you want to get to the top, you could take 4 times 8 is 32, plus 3 more is 35 eighths. Okay, let's go back to the this next part here, which should be extremely easy for you, because we went over this, I kind of went over this yesterday, but this is a little bit different because they don't have the same numerator or the same denominator. So what you want to do here is you kind of want to, you could take these and turn them into mixed numbers if you needed. The first one's kind of easy because it asks you, is 3/4 or 5/2 bigger? Well, this one is less than 1, and this one 5/2 is more than 1, so that's pretty easy. Here we have two numbers without, they're neither of the same numerator or the same denominator, so let's make them mixed numbers. 4 and 15/4 would be 3, and let's see, 3 times 4 is 12, plus 3 more, 3 3/4. And the next one would be 8 can go into 20 2 times, with 4 left over, 2 4 eighths. So this tells you right here, there's more whole numbers in the 3 than there are in the 2, so you get one more whole, so that'd be bigger. 10/4 can go in 2 2/4, and 8 or 24 eighths can go in 3 times, so that's bigger. 2 4 eighths and 1 3/4, there's no reason to even do any work here because there are 2 holes here and there's only 1 there. And remember, as long as those are less than a whole, you're able to do it, so that's bigger. Okay, so it asks you to write the fraction or mixed number for each lettered point above. We kind of did that already. So it took up a lot of time in just that page, but that's okay, because that's how we learn. So I want you to actually work on this page on your own, the next page, I mean, and then you should be able to work on the next 3 pages on your own. We'll work on some in small group. We'll work on some in the independent station. But the main root of the lesson was understanding number lines. So we'll continue working on it in small group, and continue right now. You should have a few extra minutes.